mentioned blending the sawdust that I'm going to try injecting into molds mixed with glue, but I've also actually used a cheap blender I found in Goodwill to blend up other plastics. The polystyrene, not this, but what I now have sitting in a jar outside that I will mix with acetone when I need it. It blended really great because it was thin plastic spoons. I didn't blend the toy soldiers at all because I just don't need to. They melt really well to the point where blending is not really worth it, and acetone doesn't react with it, so I don't need surface area. However, I also blended the high density polyethylene. Again, it's what this is made out of, it's what all milk jugs are made out of, and it's what many vinegar things are made out of, and motor oil jugs that you can buy at like O'Reilly's and stuff. The high density polyethylene blended decently well. It didn't blend as finely or as easily as the polystyrene does when it's in spoon form, because it's not quite as brittle. It's a very bendable plastic. However, it did blend somewhat nicely. I then tested it to see if it reacted with acetone, like this does, and it had no effect. Even after 24 hours, it was just slightly wet with caustic chemicals. My conclusion was that high-density polyethylene only turns into a putty when melted, which makes it impossible to get into a mold, and won't react with chemicals that I can use to liquefy it chemically instead. So it's not an option for model making. However, once again, I don't know what kind of plastic this is made out of. My current theory is that it's low-density polyethylene. This is very promising to make full models out of, as I mentioned in, I think, the first video, or the first vlog I made. I'm not calling it a vlog, though. That's dumb. The polystyrene, my conclusion was that it doesn't melt very well in the oven, so I can't do it through heat, but I can use acetone to melt it, and it would be better for making individual parts, as I can glue it using model glue, because it does the same thing that acetone does.